Good morning. Monday. Temperatures dropping. Everything feels great outside. Wonderful, wonderful to be in South Louisiana. But unfortunately, we've got a bunch of issues we might need to talk about. Fall plumbing checklist. I bet most of you don't know that there are certain things you can do to prevent catastrophic damages inside and outside your home. And doing it now prevents you from having to be outside in the rain or the sleet, snow, thunderstorms, cold weather, when company comes over, who freaking knows what's going on? But you just don't want to do that. So I'm going to give you some advice and tips on how we can help you help yourself. Most people don't understand that this time of year we need to change not part of plumbing, changing your air filters, checking your plumbing, making sure your drains are not clogged, making sure your washing machine's not gurgling or your kitchen's not gurgling when you're using those things. Those things are going to help prevent issues from happening when you got a house full of people, when you come back from trick or treating, when you got Thanksgiving Day, when you got church services. You want to make sure that we prevent these things. So this whole topic is going to be about fall preventative maintenance. First, I know most people don't think about this, but you can also check out your gutters on your house. This is the time where the leaves are falling and they're clogging your gutters. And then the worst thing you can have happen is have a freeze, for crying out loud. And now you've got a busted gutter pipe, which is not severe as a plumbing or drain, but it's still money you got to spend. Um, Basically, this time of year, you want to take it to just walk around your house. You want to check all your insulation, make sure all your pipe insulation's good. But be careful when you do that because there's a lot of critters that'll get inside those pieces of insulation, from spiders, ants, wasp, bees. Just be careful and check and see if anything's looks abnormal or something that's wrong. Maybe if the insulation just needs to be replaced, replace the insulation. If it's something that's damaged or you see a dripping pipe or a faucet, don't be afraid to call the expert. We can get you fixed up. Go over the basic things that you need to do this time of year. First things first, you want to check your water heaters. All water heaters should be serviced at least twice a year. It's good to do it in the fall because it's not 150 degrees. Plumbers like to get in the attics when it's during the summertime. This much. Okay. So the best thing to do is have your water heater serviced in the fall. Um, Tankless, tank type, electric, gas. It doesn't really matter what kind it is. They're both pretty much similar and have the similar characteristics, but both are totally separate systems that need to be addressed whenever you're maintaining them. Um, we do the descaling of the tankless and the checking all your filters, your incoming pressure switches, making sure it's flow technician, all the flow sensors are correct. You want to do that at least once a year. It's recommended to do it once a year by manufacturer. I think 2 times a year. One time by a professional. The other time could be for the homeowner that just goes up there and takes a look and makes sure there's no dirt daubers or anything else, spider webs or what have you, clogging your intake and your exhaust vents. Tank water heaters. We've had a lot of storms over the summer, a lot of wind. We've got a lot of wind with these systems that come through periodically, could knock your vent off of your water heater. You don't want to just be blowing the flue out in your attic. So you want to check and make sure your vent's right, your pan doesn't have any trash or insulation blown in it, or once again, cobwebs, spider webs, rodents, anything like that. We are in South Louisiana and that stuff happens a lot. So you want to check that out and make sure to get it now in case you do have an issue. You don't want it to clog and then your water heater's falling through your ceiling, or you wake up to Niagara Falls. God forbid you go to work and come home at 5 o'clock to feed the dogs and the kids, and now you've got another problem on your hands. So you don't want to have to deal with that. Give the experts a call. We don't mind helping you out, going through, looking at this kind of stuff, catching it before it happens. Nobody wants to call a plumber, just like nobody wants to go to the dentist. So, if you take care of it now, you won't be having a catastrophic failure and having to call out on a Friday night when you get home from a football game. Just think about those things. This time of year, you want to walk around outside. You want to check all your outside faucets, do valve exercises. We've got outdoor kitchens, we've got swimming pools, we've got outdoor hose bibs, your main water supply shut off, your main meter shut off. You want to exercise all these valves periodically, but mainly this time of year because this is when you're going to need to use them. And if you exercise them, it's just like exercise. Don't take it from me. I don't exercise. Look, this figure did not come from exercising, but maybe once a year, and that's to walk to the Thanksgiving table and then back. So we don't want to just do that only once a year. You want to make sure all your valves work because you're going to turn that toilet off to change a flapper, which as a homeowner, most people can do. but then you turn that valve and now you got a leaky valve. You got to call a plumber out for an emergency repair. Or you've got that hose bib that's dripping all the time, and then come the wintertime, you wrap it with freaking awesome insulation, and then it's soaking wet, and you get 30-degree temperatures, and you freeze it. Now you've got frost on it. You've got weather you've got to deal with. You got your hands freezing. You've got to get a torch out. Just fix it now. Fix the little things now so that they don't become catastrophic things that cost you 10 times what they should have cost you because you didn't fix it. Everything outside should be checked. If you got a barn, shop, shed that's got power to it, all the she sheds and the he sheds. We can't forget the he sheds. That's a whole different topic. We'll get on that maybe next time about the he and she sheds, but we're going to just concentrate now on the things you use all the time. Make sure your animals, if you have automatic feeders, automatic waters, like outside, you want to make sure that there's no contaminants, there's no trash, nothing blocking, because Lord forbid you don't want your dog to be without water because of something you accidentally did outside. Okay, we love our pets, and we gotta make sure we take care of them too. Outside is pretty simple. You can do it as a homeowner walking around. You don't have to have an expert, our plumber, our service tech come out. You don't have to have that for outside. You can just pretty much visually inspect and then run to Home Depot, get your covers or whatever. I mean, and once again, if you don't want to do that, we supply those things too. We have them in stock. We can help you put them on if you don't want to deal with going outside. But you as a homeowner can do these things to prevent catastrophic issues outside. Now, one thing people forget is inside. Inside, because it doesn't freeze inside, or because it doesn't get too cold, or your attic. PEX is great, but PEX is run in the attic, and it can still freeze, and it can still move, and it can still cause issues. You can get a PEX line freeze to a water heater, and although your line's not broken, it's expanding and then contraction, and over time, you do that multiple times, you get joint failures or seal failures, where you could have just a small little drip, drip, drip turn into a blowout at 3 o'clock in the morning. And look, everybody says it doesn't happen to me until it happens to me. Okay, so I'm just trying to help you understand that if you don't want to get in the attic and check, if you don't want to have Aunt Sally in the bathroom putting the kids in the pool on Thanksgiving Day, getting ready to go shopping, and then she screams out to everybody that there's water coming out from underneath the toilet, then you call the expert prior to. You get your sewer lines ran. Let's remove all those non-flushable wipes, and let's get the roots out. Let's get the grease out. Let's get all that stuff out before it happens. It's cheap. In the grand scheme of things, it's cheap. You call somebody like us out. We're going to come out during the day. We're going to schedule it. We're going to meet you at your time, at your convenience. We're going to take care of what you need. We're going to get you fixed up, make sure everything's draining, run the camera down the line. Hey, you don't have any problems, which we usually don't see a lot of issues in the newer house. In the older houses, sometimes we see the terracotta or the cast iron pipes got a belly in it or a crack or so forth. I mean, look, this video is not about trying to sell you a new sewer line. It's about trying to tell you, if you know you've got issues, if you know that in the past you or the wife or the kids have dumped some rice or some noodles or some chicken bones through the garbage disposal, it's in your pipe. Odds are it's still hanging out, creating grease and issues. And then you got to get that fancy pair of blue jeans and that new polo shirt washed and dry cleaned up. You put it in a washing machine and you want to sit in the living room and watch the end of the game, and then your wife comes out the hallway or husband comes out the hallway screaming because there's water all over the floor. Well, it wouldn't have been there had you called us to come out and fix it. Or if you noticed it gurgling 3 months before, you can't get mad when it's overtime now. Okay? So let's prevent the overtime call outs. Let's prevent the catastrophic damage and the insurance claims. Look, it takes an hour, a single hour, no different than an oil change, no different than a dentist visit, no different than going to get your blood work done at the doctor every year. Do preventative maintenance on your house. Check your drains, check your disposals, check your gas fixtures. Make sure your fireplace is lightened properly so that you don't get that date night, want to come home, light the fire, and watch a little Netflix. And then all of a sudden your fireplace catches on fire because you got a loose gas fitting. You don't want these things. We don't want them for you either. So we want you to know that the experts are just a phone call away. Okay? Just a phone call. When we can take care of all your well baby checkups on your largest investment, your largest, your home, your family. Protect the health of the nation is what plumbers do. Okay, we're not out here trying to sell you a drain line cleaning. I'm trying to keep you from having poop on your ground in your home, draining out while your kids are trying to take a shower. Okay, trying to make sure your air conditioning, because we use the air conditioners all year long. Even during the dead heat of winter, I've run my air conditioner Christmas Day in South Louisiana. You want to make sure that condensing line is not condensing onto the daggum sheetrock and onto the insulation and draining. You want to make sure it's right. And and I can give you some names of some AC companies. We're plumbers, only plumbers, not AC guys. So I can give you the name of some people if you ask for a recommendation, depending on where you live. We got some people that do that, but I can't speak on what your air conditioner's supposed to run like. But I know it's got water in it and it drains. And if it don't drain, it's going to flood something or your air conditioner's going to shut off. And let me tell you, as a married man, I've been there before with my wife screaming, not really screaming, that's kind of an exaggeration. Nagging. I don't that's exaggeration too. I don't know how I can say this. It's uncomfortable when it's hot and she's tired and she's ready to lay down. It's not bred into her to go and get in a 75-degree bedroom and go to sleep during the middle of summer or during the middle of winter if it's 80 degrees outside. So let's keep them women happy. Let's make sure their hands are clean. They don't have to clean up doo-doo underneath the toilet. They don't have to pick up a vacuum the floor in the master because the whole shower's overflowed onto the hallway because somebody didn't flush something they were supposed to not flush. Let's just take a time this time of year to do some preventative maintenance to keep from having issues. Okay, that's the main topic of this. Nothing more. I don't care about it. I'm going to go through our notes. Um, it's just easier. With the holidays coming up, the cooking, the grease, the kids, the neighbors, the family, the friends. If you think that Aunt Sandy's kids are coming over and you don't believe that her kids ain't never been told to flush feminine products down the toilet, and then you got a house full of women and you own your own treatment plant or non-septic system, even the city sewer, and you got cast iron pipe, you just got all those feminine products, but bottom wipes, bob wipes, however they want to call them. Hey, not Hey, they not Hey dudes as a shoe. What's the name of them wipes? Um, Somebody give me dude wipes. Yeah, dude wipes. I tried them one time in the woods, and I'm gonna just tell you, I don't know what dude likes that feeling, but that's not an exciting feeling to have. Dude wipes. Y'all should have named that something like Slickums or something like that, because that don't do nothing but smear things. I don't see how y'all get along with those. But hey, I got them in a stocking stuffer one year, took them hunting. That's a whole nother topic. We'll get on that one the next time. But they're not supposed to be flushed ever. Nothing's supposed to be flushed but toilet paper and feces, and that's it. So these kids don't care. They don't care. I've had people come to my house and be like, I'll go in there and look, and there's paper in trash paper in the basket. But I'm thinking to myself, where is the other stuff at? Like, I got to take the garbage out. Where's the other stuff at? Oh, we flushed them. Well, literally, I'm gonna call you when I need to come out here and clean this treatment plant out or this main line that clogs because they're not supposed to be in there. Um, Now, sales pitch. This is always like everywhere you go, whether it's church, whether it's the mall, whether it's anywhere. Anywhere you go, they've got to have this one pitch. So here's mine. We're here to assist you in all your needs, any time of day or night, any time of year, rain, hail, sleet, snow, hurricane, transformers, go out, power outages, it doesn't matter. Our trucks roll 24/7, 365 days a year, 66 on leap years. Our guys have family too. We like to keep them at home with their family unless it's an emergency. So let's get rid of the emergencies before they happen. Um, if you want to schedule this appointment, have a guy come out, schedule the appointment. He can quote you when he gets there. If you've got multiple things, if you just need a drain line cleaning, we have an office here. You can call in and they'll give you a price for a drain line cleaning or a whole house cleaning or a video or smoke test or repair water line, leak detection for slabs. It doesn't matter. If you want to put in the best of the best tankless water heater because you're sick of taking cold showers, call us. We can fix it up. I just want to wish everybody happy holidays coming up, safe, family friendly, God fearing Americans. I want all y'all to have a great time. I want everybody to make money and friendship and fellowship. And I want y'all to know that we're here for you if we need us. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then I had one customer ask me the other day, why do the hose bibs look like you can just unscrew them? And I said, well, because they're soldered. And she says, well, it looks like it has threads on it. So I put my pliers on it. And she was kin to Luke Ferrigno. Okay. And I don't mean, the Hulk. We can just say the Hulk. She ripped a whole half-inch piece of copper out of her main water line. She said it looked like it was threaded. I said, well, you didn't take notion to it after it didn't move? She says, no, I kept bending it and twisting it, thinking eventually it was going to come out. It just snapped off. And the repair she made was epic, though. She took, and not to pick on her, because she did real good. She stuck it back together with a hammer and then wrapped electrical tape around it to keep it from blowing out so she could finish taking a shower. And I thought that was epic. But we got there, fixed it up, turned the water off, pulled the sweat joint out, put a new pipe in, put a new boiler drain on. It was amazing. Got her fixed up. It was like a 45-minute job. It took us longer to drive there than it took us to do the work. I want everybody to be safe this holiday season. Remember, gumbos are great, but you got to use grease in the roux. Don't pour it down your sink. If you do, I'm here for you. Peace. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. This is the first of many. Like and share, follow. I don't really know what we're going to do every day. It could be something new. You got a question, you got something you want to talk about, you got something you want to ask the expert, send us a message. Hey, we'll make topics on what you want to hear. I'm not going to go about ever doing a tutorial on how to, because I feel like that would take away from the trade industry. We got a lot of guys that work a lot of overtime. They spend a lot of time learning how to be plumbers. They spend a lot of time in an apprenticeship program. They spend a lot of time busting their tail to get there. So I think I would be doing the trade industry like an understatement if I showed y'all how to. But I will tell you the steps needed, quality products you can use in your home, quality equipment that we can put outside to keep things from happening, certain style pumps, maybe uh, I don't know, the little lift pumps that go inside your AC closet, or maybe if you've got an ice machine you want to add somewhere, what has good flow rates and what can move the water where it needs to be. What kind of sink faucets are really awesome, new and updated shower faucets, and handhelds and rainmakers and body sprayers, steam generators, any and everything you could think of. If you think of it, it's got to do with plumbing. Let us know. We'll try to answer it the best we can, show you new products. I'm going to do an episode next week on Monday of fittings not to use. Home Depot sells a lot of those not to use fittings. People go throw them in their house, and they think, oh, it's fixed. And then 2 weeks later, the fitting blows out and floods their home. And then they wonder why Allstate's mad at them because it's got a compression fitting in between a main line in the attic, and it flooded 4 bedrooms and caused $100,000 worth of damage. We don't want that to happen to you. That's why I ask the experts here. I'm not good at this. You may think it. It's my first video. I know it may be a little longer than normal. But hey, you got to crawl sometime. You got to walk and crawl. And trust me, I was in a wheelchair 90 days ago after surgery, and now I'm on 2 feet. It looks ugly, but I am there. And I just wanted to let everybody know I can't be as mobile as I used to be, so I can do it from the comfort of my desk. Love y'all. Wish you well. Have a great week. Be safe. Enjoy the gumbo weather. Have a great time at Halloween coming up. And just deuces. See you soon.